Hello everyone, thanks for joining. Uh, let's get started today agenda. So we are going to start Azure SQL DBA real-time crash course. Okay, so basically this is going to cover you folks uh, database administration point of. Okay, so as and when we are going to connect and join any new project, or you get an opportunity to work with migration projects, that it is going to really fit for you folks. Okay, so the course agenda, course content related stuff I already shared in group. Okay, so you can walk through that, what exactly we are going to cover. Okay, so typically it is going to cover 60 to 60% of DBA related, and 40% is exclusively for the migration concept related to the on-premises to cloud. Okay, so if it is in your on-premises, whether it is in legacy models of 2012, 16, 17, 19, these versions, how we can able to migrate. So there would be a lot of migration approach. We have native method that we are familiar with doing of migrations, like backup restore, and we do have Microsoft inbuilt a tool like Azure Migrate. Also we have some DMS and DMA. So these are the typically tool that we are going to use part of the migrations, and we do have Azure Link Services. Oh, these features we are going to use in the migration approach. Okay, so this is all about, if you can go and see this module based. Okay, so that we are going to cover exclusively in the migration related stuff. Okay, let's jump into this of 10 to 15 minutes, what we are going to cover, where we are going to stress that content prospect of DBA and migration related stuff. Okay, so before going to start, I'm just introducing myself. Myself Bhimanna Kamra. You can call me Bhim. Around 16 years of experience in IT. As cloud related stuff, I lost working around 5.5 years. Okay, so this is all about my certifications, and did some couple of things. Apart from that, we did a lot of projects deliverable. Okay, so here is the project that we delivered uh, last 2.5 years. Okay, so recently we did this migration project. Okay, so kind of migration approaches, since the live project is available, so that you can get what exactly we are going to do, and how we are going to deliver this content, considering of all your database related stuff. Okay, so this is all about, we'll get 30 days of thing. Okay, so we have weekend batch as well as a regular batch. Morning 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. regular batch, and we do have weekend batch as well. So based upon head count, we are going to do that one as well. Okay, so fee structure will be 12K that we're going to do. So only your end which is required, free trial subscription, the Azure subscription that you required. So the rest of the things we are going to take care of everything, and what we are going to get it done from this course end. You will get in a module wise documents, live recording sessions, and the migration approach document. You will get an access. Okay, so let's jump into this demo part. Okay, so why the infrastructure related stuff we are more concerned about? Basically, the Azure SQL DBA stand and the migration, you would know the Microsoft Azure infrastructure as well, so that you are easy to understand what exactly we are going to do in the migration part and the DBA part. Okay, so see, the cloud is basically we are go for for 5 years or the 10 years back. Okay, so there is a VMware is a popular. Okay, so before that there would be a like hardware infrastructure we are going to use, right? So now the advance is cloud. Okay, so if you do have this cloud is nothing but back end the cloud provider, they are also going to maintain some physical infrastructure only. Okay, so it does not mean that the data is going to lay in the cloud. Okay, so they are also going to maintain some data centers and infrastructure and all. but the access point of we are going to connect the remotely all those resources. Okay, let's say what I want to tell. Basically, if you want to connect your database and okay, so there is a cloud provider is going to maintain. Okay, so even though we are using this all the services, cloud services basically, okay, somebody else are not only for the Azure, we do have a lot of cloud providers, so AWS, Azure. Okay, so Google Cloud. Okay, so we do have IBM Cloud we have. Okay, so Oracle Cloud we have. So a lot of the cloud vendors, public cloud vendors is there, but we are more focusing today is Azure cloud related stuff. Okay, so since you are in a home or wherever, okay, so if you're on premises, if you want to use that leverage the services, so indirectly what you are going to do, so you are going to take the subscription or access from this cloud vendors, then they are going to give the access of your maintain your workloads into the cloud landscape. So whether it is an server or the database, okay, so whatever, okay, storage, so networking, so these are the things that they are going to maintain. You are going to utilize that services based upon your requirement. Okay, so again we have a lot of public cloud, private cloud will be there. We are going to discuss. So in a layman words, what I'm trying to say, so it's a kind of infrastructure they're going to maintain the backend. So to maintain these servers and all, again they are going to backend some sort of data center they're going to maintain, right? So every enterprise their own going to maintain their infrastructure therein, right? So data center prospect of they'll maintain on-premise. Instead of that maintaining of this simple, you are taking some sort of end user product that you are going to utilize. Okay, this is a rental kind of thing. Whatever you are going to utilize, you are going to pay that kind of payment here. Okay, so instead of maintaining your own infrastructure, okay, so that is cost heavy cost run, right? So all are looking forward to this cloud related stuff. Okay, so um, to simulate that one, okay, so Microsoft what they're going to maintain, so uh, as on 2024 there would be 60 regions. Okay, we will discuss what is the region, what is data centers and all, we will discuss just a high level to understand here. So they're having a 60 regions, 160 active data center they are going to maintain. In India we have three: West India, Central India, South India. South India we have Chennai is a Microsoft data center. Upcoming data center is coming Hyderabad. Okay, so likewise they are maintaining across the world there would be a 160 data centers, and the 60 regions currently the infrastructure is going to maintain. Inside of this data centers and all, they're going to use maintain this servers
Sorry,
and
but
all.
your
So
voice is very slow, bro.
is it so? Let me make it yeah, thank you, buddy. So let's see this, what exactly the backend it is going to happen. If you could see, this is our, cloud vendor. You can consider this Azure. Okay, so how they're going to maintain backend is, Azure region. Inside of the region, they have some, availability zones. Okay, so inside the availability zone, they are going to maintain the data centers. Okay, so just simulate your, things in if you are using it on premises. Okay, so 5 10 years back, okay, every company they are going to maintain their own data center. So data center maintenance is very big task to manpower, electric power, maintaining a 24/7 security, cooling. There is a lot of expensive thing. Okay, instead of that, you are maintaining your on premises own thing. The cloud vendor is going to take and care the same thing. Okay, but so to run your business, that things you are going to take in the rented, that's it. Okay, so now I want to explore it in detail. Just try to understand the infrastructure first, so that you can easily to gain that what exactly Microsoft is going to do the backend, so that you will understand when you are going to do the project migration, you can easily to give the architecture just before what I showed you folks, like just be projects what we delivered. Okay, so you can easily to take the decision. Okay, now coming to the region. Okay, inside of the region we have availability zones. Inside of the availability zone, whether it is in single data center or one or more data centers, maybe it is going to available. Okay, so that is the one thing you can understand. Okay, so why? Because why I'm saying these things, basically, let's say you are doing in a migration project, they are looking for mm, high availability. So the high availability is basically you will get lot more ways. Okay, so think about it, database related. Your guys is familiar with either always on log shipping, mirroring, replication, Azure geo replication, Azure failover cluster and all we have, right? So that it is easy to implement, but when you are going to do that high availability disaster recovery, you have to understand the infrastructure also. Okay, so now these regions and all, indirectly the host level availability they are going to provide. Okay, so that you are make sure that there is some layer of availability disaster recoveries inside of the Microsoft itself is going to maintain. But how we are going to that avail of the customer? Okay, considering of the cost effective solution, you would have to know these things. Okay, so that's what I'm just stressing. Just bear with me, 10 to 15 minutes. If you are not understand, let's have a discussion, so that I'm happy to discuss on this part. Okay, now inside of these regions we have the data center. Whether it is single data center, there may be multiple data centers going to happen. Okay, now so inside of this availability zones, okay, they are going to maintain a single availability zone and multiple availability zones as well. Okay, see region 2, they are maintaining only 2 availability zone here. Okay, so region 1, they are going to maintain 3 availability zones here. Okay, and if you can see this replication, okay, some paired regions is there. Okay, so what is the benefit of this paired regions? If you are going to pay for the single region of cost, but Microsoft by default they are going to use avail of this region 2 as well. Okay, because of when you are going to maintain creating of your VMs of the databases, so if it is under the service is under the paired regions, not paid regions. Okay, combination of the regions, so you will get completely the data center, it is going to collapse. Still your data, your workloads is running into this region 2 as well. Okay, so this is in a high level one. So when you are clear module wise prospect, will easily to understand as of now. Okay, so there would be high level infrastructure Microsoft is going to maintain. Okay, there is regions. Okay, 60 regions, 120 active data center they are going to maintain. Okay, so let's jump into this why we should go for Azure. Basically, see, we are more concerned about SQL database. So who is the SQL data SQL product is going to maintain? Microsoft. Okay, when you can go for AWS, Google also, we can good to go. But the thing is that a product is Azure. If you are going to avail that Google and also you can use, but the cost is going to increase here. Okay, the cost is going to increase first and foremost thing. Okay, and even if you are using for the SQL product at AWS also, Microsoft is going to provide you, okay, so 10 USD. Okay, but when you go for the same product, same configuration, if you want to use the Google or the AWS, they're going to charge, there is a GST, something like, it is double of the cost. Okay, so first thing you have to remember, that is a 4 component. And Microsoft is trusted product across the world. Okay, so a lot of the customers they're having existing business in the Windows only. Okay, so you do have Linux and other products as well, but coming to the SQL product, the trusted product with the RDBM standpoint. Okay, now that is the one core component. Cost is a main effective. Okay, so and the global market standpoint of AWS is the famous it is a market leader, you guys is pretty much aware. Okay, and Azure, okay, so it is got started 2013 bus. Okay, so and it is started in the year of 2005 and all, but it is around started 12 years back, but it is started just before 7 years back only. But since it is in global market leader, gaining the market of this Azure, okay, rapidly increasing because of comparing to Azure. See, I worked Google and Azure. Comparing to Azure, the past offering services, none of this, Google and AWS is not going to provide with respect to networking, with respect to database. Okay. So recently, last 1 year, this AWS Google also providing for the database related PaaS model. Before that, only the Azure is going to provide. So Azure, we have a lot of the features than the services. Okay, you have infrastructure as service. Normally, how we are going to maintain the VM and the SQL and the PaaS model, Elastic database, Azure SQL, Azure SQL managed. There is a multiple flavors based upon your business requirement. It is going to fit accordingly, you are going to utilize here. Okay, so that's what it is very popular, and the market sharing which is going to rapidly increasing. But the fact is, so it is going to pay for the hourly billing, this is minutely billing, this is second per billing also we have. Okay, but cost charging is Google is very lesser price of comparing to this cloud vendor. But the product service and support and all, Microsoft is a very best. Okay, honestly, if you are going to learn Azure, you can easily understand. That is the second part. But the thing is that product wise, Microsoft is a good. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so we can easily to understand of this option as well. Okay, now let's move this. Okay, so we will going to discuss just half an hour of this thing or theoretical part. Next we'll go and then deploy one. um uh, Demo one. Okay, so we'll go walk through the portal and all, how it is going to look like, that we can see. Okay, so now this is the deployment models is in every cloud vendor, whether it is AWS, Azure, Google, Alibaba, IBM, Salesforce, whatever. Okay, cloud vendors is there. This deployment modules is all or same. Okay, there is no change at all. Okay, these are all the unique words and the terminology, so that when you are going to learn these things, you would have to know some familiar of the terminologies first. Okay, so if I'm going to talk about somebody else, VNet peering, VNet stories, you're not going to understand. Okay, so before that you have to know this familiar of this terminology, so that you can easily to understand. Okay, now what I'm talking about, this terminology is just high level, you just understand one words of the sentence. Okay, so we have three m- models. One is SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. As is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Within these three flavors, you have private cloud, community cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud. So what is the infrastructure as a service first of all? Okay, so what is the platform as a service? What is the software as a service? Let's go and see this, you can easily to understand. Okay, so I want to explore this one in a traditional manner. The current existing environment that we are working last 10 to 15 years, right? So you have network team, bus storage team, server team, VMware team, some Windows admin system, application team, database team, application team. You have every layer there is a separate team that are going to maintain all this, right? This is a traditional manner that we are going to utilize, right? So as usual, this is a process that regularly will follow. But when you go for the cloud, as we said, okay, there is some models we have, that is infrastructure as a service, and the platform as a service, and the software as a service, right? See here, in a cloud, we have among these 9 layers. Okay, if you are going to choose, this infrastructure as a service. Okay, let me make you guys mm, okay. If you are going to choose this infrastructure as service, what Microsoft is going to do, okay, so the underlying four components it is going to manage and maintain. Okay, they will provide you network, they will give you the storage, they will provide you the servers, they will provide you the virtualization. Okay, so this is they are going to maintain end to end. Whatever you are going to use, you have to pay here. Okay, up to here. See, it means, see, to build one server, okay, these many layers you required, right? First, you will order the hardware, you will get transported, you will assemble, you will build a server, you are going to install the OS, you are going to build a network, then on top of you are going to install the SQL, then you are going to do the application. See, this is, you are pretty much aware. Okay, I don't want to go in details, but coming to this cloud, okay, these four layers it is going to maintain by managed by the cloud vendor. You are going to, pay this one. Okay, but on top of it, based upon your requirement, you can install your OS. Let's say you are already enterprise agreement with the Microsoft. Okay, so you purchase, either 2016 or 2019, 2022 OS license with you. Okay, you can utilize this one. Okay, and you are using the middleware servers. You have some SQL application. You have application, so you can customize your own, and you can do the your managing of your own services. Okay, Microsoft is not going to do any kind of manage here. Only they're bother about these things. Rest of the things you have to do. So if you are maintaining the OS indirectly, you have to, you know manage your, patching, backups. Okay, so antivirus. Okay, so you want to do some, application availability, so all these things you are going to manage and maintain. Okay, Microsoft is not going to take care. Okay, so other flavor is, okay, platform as a service. Okay, so the platform as a service, so among this 9 layers they're going to manage completely. Okay, so this 7 layers. Okay, so only you have to focus on your application, the data. I mean to say that you just insert your data, use as a service and do it. Okay. And the software as a service, you no need to bother about anything. Just you have to utilize your, service like Office 365, of like, Google Drive, like, Gmail. Okay. See, you are utilizing end product, not, you are not going to maintain, inside of, thing maintaining of that services, right? So this is in a software as a, so for the database standpoint, you don't have that much of, things to do here. Software as a service, we are more, familiar with this, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. But now the question is, okay, so when it is going to suit for infrastructure as a service, when it is going to suit for the platform as a service. See, you jumped into this, project. Okay, so client is asking you to the, hey boss, okay, so I want to do some, move from cloud adoption framework. So you, as a architect, as a DBA, what you need to understand basically, okay, so you have to first of all, thoroughly gone through the application, okay, database services and all. Okay, then after that, so the cloud adoption framework you have to discover, then plan. You have to give the option to the client, boss, you have these two options based upon your infrastructure. This is the cost of this infrastructure as service, this is the platform as service, this is the cost you have. So you have, Azure calculator we have. Let's say the configuration, 120 GB RAM and, 80 cores and, 1.8 terabyte of databases. So you don't need to do anything, just, insert the whatever the configuration. Okay, so it is going to suggest you this, if you go to use this one, how much cost, this is how much is going to, you just give this in a Excel spreadsheet and share the client, let them come back to the which one is the best them. Okay, so if you don't know this, infrastructure as service and platform as service, if you are blindly going to give, it is going to bounce back you. But simply client is going to, know the things. See, in more or less, okay, nowadays, all clients are very much, familiar. Why? Because they're going to, schedule a call with, AWS and Azure Google team. Okay, they are well versed. Okay, simply you cannot able to go and give these services. Okay, so before going to give, you have to, delightful. This is the offer. This is the service that you have. You just give, let us know this, which one you can able to good to go based upon the cost optimization. So that you have to make sure this services related stuff. Okay. Now, why I'm saying this? Okay. So when I'm taking the new project, basically what we are going to do. Okay, so